take 2 tracks and call us in the morning. It's the Spin Doctors. Welcome back to another episode. Sorry about the cough at the beginning. I have a bit of a frog in my throat, which is a phrase that I never really understood. Like, when they first came out with that phrase, did they really think that that's what it was? Because they used to think all sorts of crazy medical shit, right? Like, they used to think, you know, you had, like, ghosts inside of you, and your different bodily fluids, like, regulated your homeostasis or whatever. But did they actually think that you got, like, a frog in your throat, or was it just a turn of phrase? I propose that they actually thought that because old-timey people were fucking stupid. They had all sorts of stupid things that they thought. I bet that they thought all diseases were just caused by various animals inside of your different appendages. Like, if you broke your arm, they're like, you don't have a broken arm, you just got a snake in your bones. Your bones are a snake now. Oh no, snake bones, we gotta sacrifice you to the gods now. We have to burn you because you're snake bones. Because you fell off of a ladder while you were trying to paint Apollo on a fucking building or something. Because we're old-timey and we're stupid and we're bad people. I'm sorry, I don't mean that. Old-timey people were great. They invented mathematics. They invented a fire. They made a big fire, which is nice. I like a fire. It helped me make good cooking for food, and I eat, so it is very helpful, the old-timey people, but they didn't have what we have today. They didn't have the luxury of the podcast, which you have, dear listener, this very luxury of listening to the greatest comedy music commentary podcast that has ever existed. I will take that mantle, that responsibility. I will bear that cross of having to be the greatest. You know, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. And who am I? Why, I'm your host, Rick Storer. Nick, he's not here right now. He might be here later, but, you know, we do have a guest because we're not dumb. We're good. We're not like old-timey people. We have a great guest this week. Bringing to the show, she is a comedian. She is a dog groomer, helper, take your care of. We were talking about it before the show. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Please welcome to the show, Sarah Giambruno.
Woo! Ye old snake bones, Sarah Giambruno. What the fuck is that?
Oh, you got snake bones? Oh no!
Got snake bones. They're wiggly. Yeehaw!
Snake bones also does sound like an old timey, like a blues singer.
Yeah. No, I was thinking like just like a Boo Radley figure, but female.
Oh, like scary in a building?
Yeah. So they're just like, don't go over there. Sarah's got snake bones.
They're catching.
Don't go up to her porch. She's got dogs and snake bones.
Can dogs now? This suggests a question. Yeah, do animals get other animals inside of them that represent their, like, can a dog have a frog in its throat? Or does that become like a nursery rhyme at some point?
I was just gonna say, that sounds like some fucking Mother Goose shit.
Yeah. There once on a log was a dog with a frog buried deep down in his throat.
So the dog with the frog on the log in his throat had to cross a moat.
Once they got to the castle and walked inside, they there saw a goat with a... Shit, I can't think of anything else that rhymes with goat.
Oh, no.
Could he have oats? Could he have a meal of oats?
A goat with a meal of oats. Yeah,
there we go.
I'm not a dog groomer. I work at a dog daycare, so it's a bunch of rich
daycare.
It's a bunch of rich people who, you know, they're like, "Oh, I feel bad. My dog isn't socialized and doesn't have fun all day every day. So let me pay out the ass so they can go somewhere for like 8 hours a day and just fucking play to their heart's
Doggy
content."
Daycare, wasn't that an Eddie Murphy movie?
I wish. I wish it was like Dr. Dolittle crossed with Daddy Daycare. And it's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, and he's playing all the parts.
Yeah, he's playing every dog's voice and face somehow. Now with CGI, they can kind of just put the essence of Eddie Murphy into
it's a nightmare. Yeah. It's nightmare fuel, absolutely. It's the most horrifying thing you've ever seen is just Eddie Murphy's face plastered onto all these various animals. Like, not well. Not like, he doesn't look like Thanos. He looks like fucking just a face on a cat. It's a face cat.
I need someone to fucking invest. We need to spearhead this shit. We need to fucking send this in fast. Eddie Murphy needs to do this right now. I want to watch this movie.
This is a pitch that we need to bring to Hollywood.
It is. It's a great idea.
Do you think we could bring it to Shark Tank?
Oh, they wouldn't.
Because it's all animals, right? So we got to stick with the animal theme of the shark. All right, sharks. I'd like to present to you.
It's like Shark Tales, but not at all. See, Shark. Shark Week. It's just me bombing on fucking Shark Tank.
Just stream of consciousness, a word association. A shark on an ark made by Noah. Noah? No what? No, buddy.
Have you ever heard of a dog with a frog in its throat? Well, let me tell you. I don't know why I'm from New York all the time.
You turned into Rodney Dangerfield for a second. Hey, my dog gets no respect.
Anytime I feel like I'm going to pitch a business deal, I feel like I picture myself in my mind's eye in a suit with like a big barrel chest. And I'm just
nice.
Listen, you guys, I got this deal. Like, I don't know. I'm not even from the East Coast. I don't know what's happening.
It's the business dialect.
I am more likely to buy things from people with like a Brooklyn, New Jersey accent because I'm scared. And I think that's where the best sales come from is pure fear, you know?
It's just intimidation tactics. Yeah. And you're like, no, I do need this microwave. You're right. I definitely need this microwave that you found.
Yeah, I watched Great British Bake Off. I definitely need this convection oven, even though I do not bake.
Okay. Baking is I love to cook. Like, honestly, I love cooking so much. I cook most of the time, all sorts of different meals. I'm a great I'm probably one of the best chefs ever to have existed. I'll bear that cross too.
Best chef. Let's go.
I don't have Nick here to like balance out my narcissism. So it's just my fucking head growing an inch at a time.
And the worst part is I also am known to be slightly narcissistic, so this this is gonna explode. At the end of this, God. We're gonna be like, we're fucking we're gods! We're gods!
Our heads are gonna fill up so much that the podcast is gonna start floating up into the sky like Up.
No.
But baking has always escaped me. Baking is something that, like, it's like a science that I do not possess the mental facilities to, like, do correctly.
See, that's why I think I prefer baking more than cooking, actually, is because with baking, I'm like, cool, I'm just going to scoop up a bunch of shit in these little scoopers and spoons, throw it all in here, mix it around, and then I just put it in a thing and forget about it for a while.
I mean, yeah, but you have to be so exact with your measurements, and I just, like, I measure shit like Rachel Ray. Like, I'm just like, let me grab a handful of salt and throw that in there. Let me grab, like, whatever this is. Like, I just don't measure.
That's how I cook, too. And then usually everything I cook ends up looking and tasting similar. No, I'm kidding. It's just like there are times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take these black beans and this sweet potato and I'm gonna make a black bean sweet potato chili, and then it turns into like, oh no, this is getting like thick, it's gonna be a casserole, and now I'm gonna put it in the oven with some tortilla. Like, it just gets crazy.
Just roll with the punches.
It just gets wild, and then I don't know what it is at the end, and I'm like, it tastes dope.
Look, it started off as actual food. It can't have turned into not food just by being cooked.
It's just transcended more levels.
Yeah, exactly. It's just better. It is more nutritious. You have cooked the nutrition into the food deeper.
Seeps in there.
I don't know why I've had this on my mind so much recently, but and I don't have a segue to it or anything. It's just something I was thinking about. I really, really, really want to get a new tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have one tattoo and a million more that I want to get, but I only have one right now. It's not very good. I got it for like $50. Which is pretty cheap.
Yeah, my first tattoo was free in a garage.
Yeah, see, you don't make the best decisions for your first tattoo, but
no.
What's the one you want to get?
This is we'll come back to that.
Oh,
it's so bad.
Oh.
What tattoo do you have?
Well, the tattoo I have is an atom. It's on my little ribby cage side. It's because what?
Oh, an
like
ATOM.
An ATOM.
I was like
Adam
and Eve.
Ew, a man? I'm not gonna get a man tattooed on my body.
I ain't gonna put no man on me.
Ugh. I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man on my side. The
Hashtag
fuck?
girl boss.
Yes, sweetie. Get money at home. I don't know. No, but it's one of my friends from high school who was my friend from like middle school all through high school. He actually killed himself. This is sad for a comedy podcast, but
no, you know what? We've gone way dark on this show.
that was the tattoo he had. So I just got the tattoo. Like a bunch of us got, like memorial tattoos.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, so that's what that is, but it's pretty shitty. One of the lines is real fuzzy, not great. And I remember I was chilling during the tattoo. I didn't move, so that's on him. But it was also like $50, so it's also on me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You both. It takes two to tango, or in this case, have a fuzzy line.
And I was probably watching or talking shit because we were watching Pirates of the Caribbean on the TVs in the tattoo shop. And how can you not just like fucking heckle that movie?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I can't believe you're not in pain. Most people like hate getting tattoos on their ribs. And I'm like, I'm watching fucking Johnny Depp blatantly rip off fucking Keith Richards. This is bullshit. Like, Keira Knightley's underbite is distracting me from this tattoo, thankfully. Ugh.
It's almost like medicine, those movies. Like, they say that laughter is the best medicine, but sometimes cringe is even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a 100%. Tattoo of, I was in a band for a few years. Ooh. And we recorded an album and like we got on the radio and stuff. And then like right before we broke up, we all got tattoos. Well, 4 of the 5 of us got tattoos of the band logo. And so that was my first tattoo.
Oh no.
So it is like another meaningful kind of memorial thing.
Yeah. It's just, you did the thing of like, in relationships, anytime you get someone's like a tattoo with someone you're in a relationship with, you break up. It's the same thing with the band. You guys got the tattoo and then you broke up.
I know. It's almost like tattoo shops should have a policy that they just won't put no names, no bands, like none of that shit. You just can't have it because we're not going to be responsible for the dissolution of your relationship.
Yep. No, exactly. And then like, oh man, I know that. Yeah, no, literally every single person I know who had their significant other's name tattooed on them are no longer together. And now they don't have their current significant other's name tattooed on them.
Oh, no.
So then it's like a weird tension.
Yeah.
Because that person's
like, oh, you don't love me enough to get mine? You have your ex on you.
Yeah. You have Marcos tattooed on you, but you don't want to get Jaston. I don't know, what are people named now?
You really went out on a limb. John and Mike were right there.
I was trying to think of some like Cameron, like some lame white boy name. Braxton.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You got Marcos tattooed on you, but you won't get Braxton on your back. Oh god.
Just a big fucking like a big back piece that just says Braxton. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you're wearing a football jersey. It just says your fucking like the name right there.
Or like the Tupac just over the belly, Braxton. That's so awful.
Braxton, thug life.
Yeah. And all the like weird ways that people are spelling Kaylee now. I can't wait for those to be tattooed on men, like on their neck. It's like
KAYLEIGHEYPF. Just like PF Chang's, like anything.
Like fucking wingding symbols. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Ugh.
They ran out of letters, so I had to convert to Sumerian cuneiform on my throat.
It's like a cave painting, on my neck from a daughter.
But it's like when people get like Japanese characters, and so it's not even the right one, so it actually just says like pecan pie or whatever on their throat.
Oh my god,
it means like loyalty.
I feel like that happened to Ariana Grande. Like she had a beginnings of a tattoo on her hand, but I guess she was like, it hurt so much that she had him stop halfway. So instead of saying what it was supposed to say, it ended up saying like hot pot soup or hot barbecue or something like that. And I thought that, and then she's just like, I'm gonna get it like finished. I'm like, dude, why? That's cool to me.
Right? I'm down with having a tattoo that just says hot ass barbecue. Like,
yeah. And people are like, why did you get that tattoo? You're like, Because barbecue. Like, so
Barbecue
good.
is life.
It's
Come on.
Barbecue's my life.
It's more like BBQ.
Ooh, stop. BBQ. Ooh. That would be like a great food truck name. And you just have hot girls.
BBQ?
BBQ. And it's just hot
BBQ.
bitches.
Ooh,
yeah.
For a second, I thought you were
bitches.
saying BBQ, like
No, like-
BABYQ. Like, we're cooking up babies.
Oh no, that's like all the dead baby jokes that I used to tell when I was in 8th grade. Just like baby ribs, and it's just like, you know, pork ribs, but everybody's just like, what, is it really baby? Is it really pig? I don't know.
Do you think you could have a food truck that, like, the theme was cannibalism? Like, you serve actual food?
I don't know. But like, I don't know.
Everything is just like people themed.
I feel like that would be really good during the month of October, and then after that, people would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, you're not running around in July going like, "I'd really like to eat a child right now."
Yeah. No, you know, again, another genius idea coming from the fucking podcast.
I'm telling
guys.
you. It's the greatest.
If a
Well, this isn't the
CEO
greatest. This is just a tribute to the greatest podcast in the world.
I feel like if there's a rich CEO listening to this somewhere, please invest.
What do you mean if? Of course, Mark Cuban is one of our most dedicated listeners. That's why I had to shout out Shark Tank earlier. I had to let him know
dude.
that I know he's listening. What's up, Mark?
That was a promo?
That was a promo, yeah. We
fuck.
weave the ads into the show seamlessly.
See, I'm just trying to get trolley gummies
Oh.
because there was a long time ago where Arturo Regoza, fellow comedian, he and I went and did a show like out in the middle of fucking nowhere near Modesto or something, but it was like this weird bar that looked very like racist, I'm gonna say. It seemed like some racism went down there, you know, and we go all the way out there, and then we're driving back.
I mean, it is Modesto.
Yeah, we're driving back, and like we were just like bullshitting, like, oh, if we had a podcast, it'd be like this, da da da. And I'm like, our sponsor would be like Trolley Gummies, you know, because Peachios, they're delicious. And then later, last podcast on the left started getting sponsored by Trolley Gummies. And I'm not saying that they heard that recording that we never released anywhere. But what I am saying is maybe I fucking put that out in the universe. And then
it's like
Trolley,
the secret.
Like, I swear, dude. I swear.
You just put it out there, and then Trolley was just like, oh, we do need to advertise on a podcast.
But not mine.
No, of course not.
A podcast that doesn't need any help. A podcast that doesn't need any help getting listeners.
Which also has nothing to do with gummy candy. Like,
they never talk about it.
Isn't it like a horror podcast or something?
Yes.
What the fuck?
They're like, I guess you could kind of go with like they're, you know, they smoke weed and stoners like candy, but you know, whatever. That's a stretch.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess they are advertising more to the audience than the actual podcast. They're not like hoping that the two hosts of the show start buying up enough candy that they like that the advertisement's worth it.
They're just like, shit, we have a whole closet full of Peachios. It's terrible.
See, I fuck with gummy candy. I love gummy candy, but I have a very specific. I like gummy bears, but I like a very specific brand called Albanese.
Oh, bro!
Yeah, you know what's up.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
You know where you can get them shits? Big
Amazon?
Lots. Oh, Big Lots, dude.
Yeah, but I have no Amazon shame.
Oh, yeah, see, I go to Big Lots like all the time because it's right across from my job, and they have big ass bags. They're really squishy.
Yeah, they're so good. I ordered a bag for $12 off of Amazon, and it's just sitting in my...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's why. Like, okay, so I don't like Amazon. I don't like what it stands for. I don't like Jeffrey Bezos. I really hope that he blows up. But...
In space.
In space, yeah. And then just, like, has to float around, like, his desiccated corpse, like, for all of eternity is just floating through space.
That's what he wants.
I hope that's what aliens discover before they find that golden record that we've sent out, like with all the actual information. I hope the first thing that they get of humanity is Jeffrey Bezos's fucking freeze-dried corpse just floating, smashes into the windshield of their spaceship. They're like, what the fuck?
They're like, oh god, nah, never mind. Scoot. They flip a bitch in space.
You were scheduled for destruction, but we can see you're doing it to yourselves.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what? Let's just let this play out. not going to
Shit's
take
gonna
long.
happen here regardless of what we do.
Yeah. Speaking of Albany's fucking gummy bears, one time I did get a bag from Big Lots, left it in my friend's car in the sweltering heat. All the gummy bears melted together into one big gummy brick, and I did try to do
It's
gummy
like the
bear.
world's worst Voltron.
Yeah, gummy bear, like, charcuterie is what I called it. Because I was, like, cutting slices off this fucking gummy bear brick. It was a low point.
It's like a cheese block.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, I wish I had, like, other, like, bullshit sweets to go with this, like some graham crackers, like, you know, like a fucking candy charcuterie board, brah.
You like using sugar like Salt Bay over the top of it.
Yes, that's for my daughter Kaylee's 8th birthday. Caelieee, Kaylee.
How many E's in that? I don't know. We just keep hitting it until the thing runs out of letters.
I took a Xan and fell asleep on the keyboard. Moms.
It's always so funny, that Drake song where he says, I just took half a Xan and now I'm out like a light. Like he's like, oh, I took half a Xanax and fuck, I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah.
Like that's it for me, man.
And then in that other song, he references it again. That song with Lil Durk. He says, "I took a half and she took a whole. Things slow down." I'm like, so you're admitting that you still only can take a half a Xan, and your girl can take a whole Xan.
Yeah.
So See, that's what I love about Drake. He knows. He knows he's
he knows his limitations.
He knows he's a pussy ass turtleneck bitch. Like, come on, Drake. You know.
His name is Aubrey with 13 Y's.
He's Canadian and Jewish.
Yeah.
He was on Degrassi in a wheelchair. He knows.
Yeah. You can't come back from that. Like, I don't care how cool Drake thinks he is now and how many fans he has. Like, you just can't. He's never going to have, like, a badass persona.
Yeah. And I love that he plays into it. I gotta admit it. I feel like he's a troll.
Oh, probably.
For sure. Yeah. Like, I feel like everything he does is a troll, and I'm here for it.
Honestly, like, that's what I
talking
think.
to underage girls, Drake. Don't do that, buddy. Stop
probably
doing
not a
that,
troll
buddy.
move.
Don't.
I mean, that is the most troll-like move. It is the move a troll would do, like an actual physical troll.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the princess is in the 17-year-old castle.
Yeah, no, don't. I'm not on board for that. Yeah,
No,
that's it.
I'm out like a light, and for that reason, I'm out like a light.
Slept through the flight.
I had that same thing that you had happen to your gummy bears. I had that happen to some vitamins because I'm a child, so I have to have gummy vitamins.
Love it. Yeah.
And so a couple years ago, I was driving across the country in the middle of the summer, and I was in Las Vegas in fucking July, which is hell on earth. And I had this container of gummy vitamins.
Oh no.
And the same fucking thing happened. Like I go to my car in the morning and I open the door and I was like, oh shit, like my bathroom bag is in here, and I open it up and I open the container and it's just like it's like a cheese pull on a grilled cheese sandwich. It's just like,
No.
purple and red Vitamix just stretched out. And it was all like, it was so melted that it was like syrupy and goopy. Like I couldn't just shave pieces off. It was just like pouring around like silly putty.
It's like that slime shit kids are making these days out of glue.
Yeah. My sister is obsessed with that slime stuff.
Damn. How old
Like,
is your sister? An adult?
She's 79.
Oh, great. Yeah. Cool. I feel like once you hit a certain age, you revert to childhood anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, really, life is bracketed by shitting your pants.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're born shitting your pants, and you die shitting your pants.
Yeah. So why not just let your freak flag fly at that point?
Yeah. That's also like why I can never. That's also why I can never truly be like intimidated by anybody. Because if anybody ever like, if they ever try to seem so badass, I just imagine them like constipated on the toilet. Because at some point in everybody's life, they've, been on the toilet just like holding their stomach, like moaning and trying to get rid of everything. And so like, I just imagine when some guy's like, yo, you want to fucking fight? And I'm just like, bro, I'm sure like 2 weeks ago you were praying to the porcelain god. Like, I'm not scared by anybody. It's like that thing where they say for stage fright to imagine everybody in their underwear.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that instead, but I just imagine people shitting. Like, that's just the least threatening a man can be, is sitting on a toilet.
I feel like that's why when a lot of dogs take shits, they're staring at you because they're like, "You got my back? You got my back right now? You gonna make sure nobody fucking gets me while I'm taking this shit? Because
this is my vulnerable time."
No, for real. It's bad. You know.
It's bad. It's rough out here. You're trying to shit.
It's hard out here, fam. You know, we're just trying to shit.
It's rough.
Oh,
dogs. Oh my god, we're so funny.
Love them.
I also have another tattoo. I have one more tattoo that is an alien. And this is my actual shitty tattoo. Like, I paid $80 for this.
Love it.
And the lines are fucked up on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so bad. And I was like, whatever. I love
the
it.
truth
Like,
is
I don't
out
care.
there, bro. Aliens are gonna see that on you, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man."
I know. Maybe
They're
they
like,
should
"Bro."
fucking fly me out to space and shoot me off like Jeff Bezos.
They're like,
And then
they
when
do.
I crash into the windshield, I can be like, no, look.
They do believe. I don't know why they're British now, but
Aliens are British. Yeah, no, it's known. It's kind of like they make everybody, and whenever there's a foreign person in a movie, they're British. Like, whenever they meet aliens that seem like humanoid, they just give them a British accent to make them sound different.
No, we're not aliens.
But it is always like the posh British accent. So it's like, "Oh, thank you for coming here." So they're like, "Oh, what's your fucking come on, fucking what's up, me Chinas?"
Yeah, no, they're never Cockney, you know?
No, they should be. I think all aliens should have Cockney accents.
Yeah, that would be probably more accurate. From what I've
take
read.
me your fucking leader.
Yeah, from what I've heard from Tom DeLonge's reports, I believe that aliens might be British. Where are you? Like, he might be British. That kills
Where
me.
are you? He's just trying to communicate to them in their language.
I'm so sorry, aliens. He cannot. Oh, dude, maybe. Wait, maybe that song is about aliens because he cannot sleep.
Oh,
he
I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody and always. This six-string
strange darkness comes creeping in, and something every time.
Haunting every time.
Haunting every time. Yeah, see? Okay, sorry. Again, geniuses!
Yeah,
what the fuck?
We've conquered culture at this point. We win.
We need a Nobel Prize for, like, just existing at this point. Come on, guys.
Just a Nobel Cool Prize.
Nobel Cool Prize. Someone from Roseville keeps calling my phone.
Oh shit, Roseville? Is that where they make roses?
That's where this one guy from 90 Day Fiance was from. He sucked.
Is that who's calling you?
Maybe, because I talk hella shit about him on our podcast. Maybe he found my number and he's trying to fight.
Did you actually release these ones, or is this another like somehow trolley release these tapes
no,
too?
these were released to the public. Yeah, so I was like, man, this guy is like a fedora neckbeard, and he left his girlfriend in a detainment center in Mexico and stayed at a spa and didn't even try to get her. Basically.
King move.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding, no.
Boss,
That's
bitch.
No. I have not watched 90 Day Fiance.
He's wildin', though. Oh, dude, don't start.
Don't, yeah.
No, don't get into it.
It's like cigarettes.
Like someone, I think it was TLC, called it the 90-day multiverse, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, some people have, like, Marvel. I have 90 Day. Like, that's, like, I can map it out. I can follow, like, it's bad. I care about their relationships more than my own sometimes. I'm like, TLC got in my head.
Who's your favorite member of 90 Day Fiance Avengers? I like No Neck Guy.
No Neck Guy? You like Big Pred? That's what we call him.
Is that his name?
No, it's Ed, but he called himself Big Ed, but he turned out to be, like, very, like, stalkerish and scary and like abusive. So like we call him Big Pred. He sucks.
We
in the you know, the fandom.
Right.
That's what we call him. Oh man, my favorite 90 Day. Oh, it's hard to say because are they my favorite because they're the worst? Or are they my favorite because they're actually good people, which doesn't exist on this show?
Right, no. It's just more narcissists like us.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they're like somehow way worse.
I really liked I really like any storyline of a old white woman going to Nigeria. So baby girl Lisa and Angela and all their abusive white trashness were probably the most fun to watch. Her name, like, baby girl Lisa was like 60 years old. So the fact that she was being called baby girl.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you call a really big dude tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, man. Well, actually, you know what? I gotta say it's Pole and Carini, because Pole is weird and took his mom's hair to Brazil, and then he, like, runs away from conflict.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, hang on. What do you mean that he like a heist? Like he stole her hair and then took it to Brazil to escape extradition?
His mom was like, Pole, I want you to be safe out there. Here's a lock of my hair to remember me by.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And he was like, oh, Mama, thank you so much for this lock of hair. I'll never lose it. And he, like, wore it in, like, a necklace thing. And it was creepy as fuck. And he was afraid that fish were going to swim up his pee hole in a Brazilian
Okay, that's a legitimate
lake.
fear.
So he wore a weird condom thing when he went swimming. And then when he went swimming, he was just like, poop water. It's Brazilian poop water. He's gross. But they're really fun to watch because anytime they start fighting, you know, mostly about his criminal record, which he has for arson because he lit someone's house on fire. Anyways, anytime they try to talk about his past, he just runs. He just bolts. He just literally fucking runs into the woods, into a fucking chicken coop. He ran and hid in a chicken coop once. He runs, and it is fucking hilarious. So, I guess that's the best 90-day couple. But sometimes I tell people about this. That's the best. Sometimes I tell people about this and they're just like, well, now I have to watch it. And I'm like, no,
please don't. You don't understand. It ruins you.
My brain hurts that I know all of this. It really
that's a lot to, like, keep inside of your body.
Whew, and I just unloaded. I just unloaded so much crazy shit and it was so fast. I'm so sorry.
I mean, if anything, the listener can, you know, go back, hit that, like, back 30-second button, like, 5 times, and then listen to it again if you need another, like, go through, you know.
Yeah.
It's forever in posterity.
Get a yarn map, you know?
Yeah. It's Pepe Sylvia. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the first break of the show.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we will find out what album Sarah has brought when we return on Spin Doctors. We're back. Welcome back to the Spin Doctors. Unfortunately, Nick is not here yet. You know, technical difficulties, they are sometimes an obstacle even the greatest music comedy podcast in the world cannot overcome.
Mm-hmm. We are not
but
immune.
We persevere.
Mm-hmm. We break on through to the other side. The doors! That's music.
That is music. And speaking of music, what a perfect segue to, as we do every week on the show, we have an album to talk about. Our guest Sarah has brought us an album full of songs that inspire memories and thoughts and opinions and stories. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes.
And we're going to find out what that album is right now. Sarah, what is that album?
The album is called Alopecia by Why?
I have never heard of either of these things.
Yeah. Why? So it's like I think they classified themselves as trip hop, which is fun.
Okay.
They're like 3 Jewish dudes from Oakland.
Love it.
And they like are, you know, their music's very sarcastic in lyric and layered in music. A lot of sounds just layered over other sounds, a lot of sound bites, a lot of
like samples and stuff.
Samples, like fun stuff. A lot of fun noises, like maybe jingle bells will appear in a song. Who knows? A lot of fun
sleeper hit jingle bells.
A lot of fun references to local places in the Bay Area that I have been, so it's a little nostalgic on that end, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and some songs they'll talk about being at SFO or at Thrift Town, you know? Those are
like,
all places I've been. I've been to every thrift town in the Bay Area before most of them closed. So that's fun. talking about doing cocaine in a Starbucks bathroom, which I saw my friends do many a time.
I like how you leave that like level of separation, which I saw my friends do so many times.
In case my mom listens.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I've skirted around my fair share of admissions.
So like a lot of fun nostalgic things. And it was an album that reminded me of my youth, because I listened to it so much when I was in high school when it came out that I can't really play the CD anymore. It just like skips like on every device. And I'm like, I didn't know that could happen, but it was just like, I took it everywhere. I like burned a bunch of copies of it for my friends, you know, made a bunch of mix CDs and like threw a bunch of songs on there, you know, because like that's what you did in high school when you were there in the 2000s. Wait,
mix CDs are like a love language.
Are those the aughts, I guess? Like the 2000 to 2009?
The IOTA. The IOTAs.
The IOTA. The IOTAs.
The Y-IOTAs.
The Y-IOTAs. That's me. I was there listening to this. And yeah, so another fun tidbit of fact about this album is like the cover art is like a bunch of horses kind of galloping and like some clouds and then some hands like reaching down from the top. Mm-hmm. And the poster of this was actually featured in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in Charlie's apartment, which was very interesting to see. So
that is interesting. Are they like a smaller band?
Like I feel like they weren't like huge, but they weren't like small either. Like I saw them at fucking Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. Like,
nice.
Twice, I think I got to see them. I don't know. Like I said, I was doing a lot of underage drinking and drugs, so who really knows?
We've all been there.
It's like
so when is the first time you heard about Why?
Oh shit. It was probably when I was in like 8th grade or 9th grade, which probably would have brought me to I graduated high school in 2009, so whatever math that is, 2003, 2002, 2004, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah. 2003 or 2004. I'll say 2004 is when I kind of like
Final
heard
answer?
about them. Final answer, 2004.
Okay, 2004.
I was just trying to think of how old I was.
Survey says 2004.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually I was hanging out with this dude named Matt Cassani, one of my really best friends through middle school and high school, and he listened to a lot of cool music because, you know, his sister was like older and, you know, she was listening to the Velvet Underground and like, you know, and I think it was from her that I first heard them, or from him, someone, and then it was a lot of like their early EPs and shit. And they only had like one studio album before this, but there were a lot of like EPs and like mixtapes and shit that they have done with other bands. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of when I started, and I thought I was like super cool because like in 8th grade I was like listening to Bright Eyes, like Elliott Smith. Yeah. I was like so cool.
It's so emotional and deep.
I had moved out of my AFI stage and I had moved into my just sad.
It's a natural progression, honestly. It's like evolutionary. Like the AFI is the chrysalis from which the butterfly that is the Smiths and Joy Division emerges.
For sure. And like when I was a young middle school kid, I was like super into old school punk. So I was like Black Flag and, you know, like the Sex Pistols and the Ramones. And I was just like all about like the pure shit and Dead Kennedys. Like,
punk is the genre that like escaped me. Like I somehow missed the boat on punk altogether and never. So like whenever anybody mentions a punk band, they're like, oh man, yeah, I can't even think of one now. The Dwarves, like, you know, some like old school punk band. I'm like, I never listened to them. Like Black Flag, even never listened to. Like my introduction to punk with air quotes around it was like The Offspring.
I mean, still fun. Like pop
still
punk,
fun.
Still fun. Like,
but that was like, oh yeah, this is like punk music, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were like cool parents and let me listen to like whatever I wanted. So I definitely was listening to like Dookie when I was in 3rd grade, which I probably shouldn't have been. But I feel like Blink-182 and Green Day were my first little foray into like fun punk music. But then again, when I think back on it, when I was like 2 or 3, my favorite song was fucking Smashing Pumpkins' Bullet with Butterfly Wings. So like, what can you say?
When you were 2 or 3?
Like, my parents really let me listen to whatever the fuck they listened to. And they would play that shit in the car. And I'd be like, yeah, despite all my rage, I am just a rat in a cage as a 3-year-old.
My niece is 2.5, and I think her favorite song is Baby Shark.
I was just going to say that's a slapper. I probably would have loved it too. See, I liked Barney as a child.
Yeah,
and I liked Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Like, I feel like, isn't that okay? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it just makes you well-rounded, honestly.
But yeah, my parents said that like I used to like laugh and like cheer when the song would come on, and I'd start singing along, and they were like, okay, whatever.
That's so cool.
I don't know. My brother really liked Bob Marley as a baby, so we're just all over the place, all over the spectrum.
And how do you feel about Bob Marley?
You know, when I'm feeling in a chill mode, but I'm mostly enraged. So,
but despite all your rage,
I'm still just a rat in a cage, man. Dude, the world is a vampire.
1979. Just all Smashing Pumpkins lyrics. We switched to Radiohead. I can do some of those too.
Oh shit, dude. Oh yeah, when I was in like 10th grade, I was like very deep into Radiohead at that point too. Like, I went through very fun phases, but I feel like Y as a band was always kind of there in the background, always listening, because I thought I was smarter than everybody else. So I think what I said in my message to you is that I was reading Nietzsche in high school, and I was like refusing to watch television, and you know, for like a
It'll
full
rot
like
your brain.
For like a full year, I was reading Kerouac and Nietzsche and fucking classics of the 60s and getting really into like 60s music and the Mamas and the Papas. But then I would listen to like Y and be like, oh man, I'm so deep and smart and cool because these lyrics are sarcastic and like, just so much better than everybody.
Most people wouldn't get this.
Yeah, most people like don't get me. God, it's just like looking back on it, I'm just like, God fucking damn it, dude. Like, I really did think I was like, I buy my clothes from the thrift store, or like I find them in dumpsters. Yeah. So I relate to Y because they had a song where they talked about finding a jacket like in a dumpster.
That's and like my whole life.
And so it's cool because the songs when I was a teenager meant some shit, and like I like you said, like it's like they bring back certain memories of certain things that I look back on now, and I just am like, what the fuck? And you think the lyrics mean a certain thing, and they don't, and then you get older, and you're like, oh, that's so obvious. Why the fuck? I thought it meant this when I was younger, and no, obviously as an adult.
Now looking back with all my new smartness.
And then and then again, I'm just like, wow, look at me, just narcissist rides again, just like, with all my worldly knowledge of what I know now, you know, fucking A.
Yeah, I definitely had that experience a few times where like, this is well documented on the podcast. I used to be a juggalo. And so I used to listen to, all Insane Clown Posse and all that stuff. And now, like, looking back on the lyrics, it's just so fucking stupid.
How do magnets work, though?
Magnets, how do they work? Like, it's just...
I mean, but how? No.
I mean, honestly, can somebody explain that? Listeners, please, I just need to know how they work. If you could explain magnetism to me in 1 to 4 sentences with words no longer than 3 syllables, I would really appreciate that.
I love what juggalos represent. Can't say I'm a fan of the music of the Insane Clown Posse, but I do love their, they have like a shirt where they're like burning the Confederate flag, I believe.
Yeah.
That shit's definitely fly as fuck.
Yeah, in one of their first songs was Fuck Your Rebel Flag.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that people who are juggalos and juggalettes can feel free to do whatever they please in cool-ass I love clowning. I love clowns. Yeah. That's actually what I want one of my next tattoos to be.
Oh.
I want a sad clown.
But doctor, I am Pagliacci.
Yeah, I want like a sad clown, but I want it to be like a lady clown, you know,
There
who's
you go.
sad. You know, that's gonna be
Is she-
sick.
Yeah. Is it going to be like a full body clown or just a portrait?
I want it to be like a portrait, and I want it to look like it's in a frame,
Yes.
like a cool frame, you know. And she's just like, you know, I'm a sad clown because that's me. Because I'm like fun and I like to laugh and have fun and be funny, but at the same time, I straight up will lock myself in the room in the dark and listen to this Y album, listen to Elliott Smith, listen to Bright Eyes. I will do it. I'll listen.
Don't even test me.
I'll listen to Beach House.
I just found out about Beach House. I literally,
man.
like, we did an episode of the show, and one of their songs was on there, and I was like, oh shit, this is a great band.
Yeah, dude, Depression Cherry, great album. The fucking vinyl comes in a velvet little sleeve. It's velvet. It's so
Damn.
cool. Yeah, it's
The most depression-inducing
fancy.
of materials.
right. And it's red.
Oh,
Hell, like a deep red. That's sad, dude. Sad as fuck.
that's sad, yeah.
It's a sad
That is-
color, brah.
I'm crying just thinking about it. I'm straight up losing my shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm straight up, like, I can't even handle my shit right now. I'm crying.
Devastate. Hashtag devastate.
Hashtag fucking devastate. Ruined.
Shook. I'm shook.
And you say you've seen Y before, which is usually the second question is, have you ever seen this band? But you have.
Yes, I have. I saw them, now I'm looking back on it, got to see them at Great American Music Hall twice.
Nice.
One time for this album, and then one time for the album after this. And the first time I went, I snuck in some weed, of course. And then the second time I went, I snuck in like 3 blunts because at
Nice.
Great American Music Hall, I don't know if you know this, they're like super stingy about like smoking indoors and blah, blah, blah. 'cause
Oh, really?
It's a small venue, kind of. So they don't want any like smoking inside. So the first time I went, like I brought like a 1-hitter pipe. Well, like obviously when you're passing it around to people, it gets passed through the crowd. This would have never been okay in COVID.
No. It's so crazy that it was ever okay, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
like you would just, I go to fish shows all the time. And so at fish shows, it's just a bunch of fucking hippies. And so I'm just staying there and a blunt gets handed to me. I'm like, yeah, sure thing. I have no idea who it came from, if they have herpes, what the fuck happened. I'm just like, oh, boop, 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 right in my face.
Yeah, and that's what we did with the 1-hitter the first time, and it got lost, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But no one got kicked out. And then the second time I went, when I brought like 3 blunts, I put them in my waistband because, you know, they kind of like look in your pocket, they look in your stuff, whatever, blah, 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 to see if you got any weapons and or booze if you're underage.
Right.
And like, so I went in and like, I think the first blunt we sparked about halfway through, someone in the crowd got it, and then security took them out of the crowd. But because it's a blunt, you can't, you know, whose was it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, like, and no one cares because it's just like, you know, whatever.
It's gonna
just,
go
like,
eventually.
It's
not
gonna
like, you
go
know,
away,
pipe.
you know. So that happened, and then like we just got to smoke the other 2, and I feel like they'd given up at some point because so many people started sparking up everywhere. But
that's
no,
how
like,
it generally is at concerts. Like, I was at a concert one time where one of the security guards in front of us was, like, telling us to smoke more weed because the people on the other side were smoking too many cigarettes and the smoke was getting in his face. So he's like, I need you guys to smoke more weed to counteract the cigarette smoke of the other side because they're being assholes. I hate cigarettes, but I love weed. And I was like, this is awesome.
That's a pro tip from the security right there. They'd rather have weed smoke than cigarette smoke.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't anybody? Like, weed smoke smells pretty good.
It smells way better than cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I also have the benefit of being like 5 feet tall. So when I'm in a crowd of people, if I just duck my head, I literally cannot be seen. So I can smoke all the drugs I want. And
it just looks like somebody's farting clouds of smoke.
Who's to say? Who's to say? And I forget, again, like it's been so long and so high. I forget who opened, but there were some DJs and like bands on the same record label as Y, which was called Anticon, with like a little ant was their logo. And I don't know if they're still in operation, but there was like someone named Odd Nosedam, and he was like a DJ guy, like cool. And then there was like DJ Gel, J-E-L, I think was what he went by. And I'm pretty sure one of them opened. There was like a side project with one of the Jewish dudes in Y. His name was Josiah Wolf and then Yoni Wolf. Those are the two brothers. There's like a third who's not a brother. But like they both had offshoots like Clouded, and Josiah Wolf did like a solo side thing. And yeah, I'm
always so impressed by like musicians who have so much creativity that they cannot contain it within one band. They're like, look, we're doing all this stuff. I have other things that I still have to get out of me and form an entire new band to do those things. Like that is just, it blows my mind that people have that much.
And I feel like it's a lot of people in bands, they'll like be in the band and they're like, well, that's the band sound, but I want to do my own solo sound. Like Albert Hammond Jr. from fucking The Strokes and Julian Casablancas, they did their little solo shits, you know, and then they're still in The Strokes or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know why I did that too, but just with a bunch of weird bands that like it's like hip hop beats with like just static over it, and then they're just rapping like this and saying a lot of words that is like spoken word poetry and sounds. Like it's just like it's fun. It's
kind
cool.
of like Death Grips.
Not as hard.
Not as hard. Okay, so it's like happier Death Grips.
It's like ambient, like
okay.
Just I don't know. I feel like a lot of the songs on Alopecia, like some of them I really liked. They were a little bit upbeat, you know, and then some of them were like they make you feel unsettled. With some of the ways that, so I don't know. It's a fun one. There's definitely some fun lyrics in there in some of the songs. So
nice. What was the last time you saw? Like you said, you've seen them twice, or was it just at Great American Music Hall?
I've seen them twice, but both were at that same location. So I think they had some kind of like deal there or something. So anytime they did a show in the Bay Area, because then they like relocated, I think, to Chicago, because that's like a good transition, you know, for weird musicians. Chicago's very weird musician driven. Like I have a lot of friends that live in Chicago, and I can't tell you how many times we've gone to see one of their friends' bands play, and it was like some avant-garde, like it's a saxophonist and a bucket drummer.
This is industrial noise pop.
Yeah, or like one of my friends was in like a noise band and she plays violin, and like, you know, just like some cool shit's going on in Chicago. So if you're making weird music, obviously you would transition.
Chicago's
over
a
there.
great place to be super, super weird unless you're putting ketchup on your hot dogs.
Exactly, and then you'll get your fucking face beaten.
It just is what it is. Hey, what's that on your hot dog? What's that on your hot dog?
That ketchup? Oh,
is
fuck.
That red?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. Oh, you come back here, guy. Come back here, guy.
The Bears.
That is the most ridiculous accent in America. Can we just agree? Like, I don't know if we have any Chicago listeners.
I don't know. Like, I'm impartial to, like, the Pittsburgh, the Philadelphia, you know?
Oh, Philadelphia. Go down to the store and get a Coke and some water. You guys want to get a Coke?
It just reminds me of the Nick Kroll sketch, which I love, but at the same time, it's like, oof, it's murder to my ears.
Yeah. I mean, we probably have, as a Californian, I know that I have an accent that is probably pretty grating in that I say like all the time. And, you know, and like for sure, ha 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 ha, like,
dude, bruh.
Dude, yeah.
Yes, when I went to theater school, we had to do a recording in, like, the beginning of our first year and at the end after we did, like, all these voice and speech and voice and whatever classes, and I fucking... I didn't realize I spoke a certain way until I listened to it, and I'm like, I talk so lazy.
Yeah.
Like in the first recording, we had to do the Robert Frost poem, The Two Roads.
Oh yeah, Two Roads Diverged in a Wood that day.
So we had to do that shit, and I was just like so fucking lazy. And I'm just like, two roads diverge in a yellow wood. And I just like felt so California, and like I say cool with like two syllables.
Yeah, cool.
That's cool. Like, and I was like, this is embarrassing.
I should be on that SNL sketch.
Yeah, I really should. The fucking Californians.
Yeah. You just have to take the 101 out to the 46 and then take that out to the 5, then you can get down to Los Angeles, and you probably get a flight from like LAX.
Yeah, in like 45 minutes, you'll like be there.
It's like great.
But it also had a tinge of just Bay Area tomfoolery.
A Bay Area tomfoolery, a little bit of hyphy energy.
A little bit of hyphy energy. I feel
Yeah.
I feel like I really leaned in when I went anywhere outside of the Bay Area for anything. It's like you lean in. You say hella like too much.
Oh yeah. It's like you have to prove that you're from a place when you're out of town. You're like, "Oh no, I'm from the Bay Area. I'm hella from there, bro." Like hella.
Like Oakland, dog, but I'm not from Oakland. I'm from like south of Oakland, like south of east in Oakland. Like anywhere I went though, outside, like when I went to fucking Kansas to visit family and shit, people would ask like, "Oh, where are you visiting from?" And I would be like, "Oh, the Bay Area, California." And they'd be like, "Oh, like San Francisco?" And I'd be like, "No, like south of there." And they'd be like, "Oh, like what do you mean? Like Oakland?" And I'm like, "No, not Oakland, but like near there." But okay, Oakland. Like let's just say
fine.
Oakland for this because you're not going to
know the tiny little.
This is just gonna take a long time. So.
Also, I just don't really feel like doxing myself right now.
Yeah. Also, if you tell people you're from Oakland when you're from anywhere else, or when you're in anywhere else, they look at you different, and I think that's fucked up.
You don't utilize that. You don't utilize that like prejudice to your advantage. Be like, yeah, I am gonna fucking stab you.
Well, one time in Chicago, this guy was like, we were joking around on the train after a night of drinking. You know, the trains run late and we're all joking
Chicago,
around. Yeah, it's
the
Chicago.
city that never sleeps.
We're having fun, you know. And he was just like, "So where are you guys from?" And my friends were like, "We're all from different places because we met in college." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm from the Bay Area," and he was like, "Oh, where? Like San Francisco, Oakland?" And I was like, "Closer to Oakland." He's like, "Oh shit, you from Oakland? I'm scared of you, and I'm from Southside Chicago." And I was just like, "But what? That's." I was like, "But I'm a nice lady, and I'm from Hayward. I'm sorry, I'm from
Hayward. It's not Oakland. I apologize.
Nearby."
It's like how Moraga is near Oakland. Like,
yeah,
that's
completely different places.
Yeah, exactly.
Hayward has more of a reputation for like meth and crack use than anything.
Ah, I see. It's kind of like the Bakersfield to Fresno. Yeah, that makes sense. So
upsetting.
when you listen to Why, do you still have the same feelings that you do when you first heard it, or is it like kind of like looking back on some of those, and like we were talking about earlier, how you're like, oh, this isn't really what it was, what I thought it was about.
Yeah. There are some songs where it just gets me in that same like mood mindset, and I feel like, you know, a bratty stoner teen. Like I'm just think they're cooler and smarter than everybody, but also secretly hate themselves, you know? And I feel like I've always walked that fine line. So even now, like literally like, oh fuck, like almost 15 years later, because it came out in 2008, I think. Like such a long time later. Being a comedian still, I feel like you always are in that kind of limbo of like, I'm the greatest or I'm dog shit. And it's like, there's nothing in between. And I feel like some of the lyrics in the songs and like some of the sarcasm and stuff like reminds me of like that dark humor, that like nihilism. And it's just, it puts me in like a fun place, but also makes me laugh at my former younger self being so serious. Like, why was I so serious then? Like, I just wanted to read books about politics.
And prove that I am actually better than everyone.
It's just upsetting. And now I feel like the more, like, in my mid-20s, late 20s, I was hitting a real good stride of just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna get fat and I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like, I'm just gonna.
That's such a powerful point in life to reach, is like, look, dude, I'm this is who I am forever. So I can't do anything about it. I can't change it. And I honestly don't want to. So if you don't fucking like me, tough shit.
And I feel like also when I got into college, like community college, I'm like, oh shit, I'm paying for these classes lightweight. I'm gonna take fun ass classes, because when I was in high school, all I did, even my electives, were like intellectual classes.
Oh god.
Like I didn't even take art or photography or anything easy. I took like international business. And like, what is that as an elective?
Do you remember anything?
Bullshit.
Can you tell me something about like Finnish import laws?
Smoked herring is one of the no-nos to I don't know.
Oh wow!
I just made
jot
up.
that down.
I do remember some things from that class, though, just because that class did have a really cool teacher who listened to cool punk music.
Hell yeah!
It was one of those teachers where it's like, oh, you're a cool teacher with sideburns. And I'm a senior in high school, and this might cross some boundary. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm in love with you.
He did give me a reluctant B+ on a project I did, because we had to do like business pitches, and it was right around the time Michael Phelps got caught smoking weed.
Oh, right.
And I was like, I have a business pitch for the class based off a current event, which was like our project. And I wanted to sell merch for stoners by Michael Phelps. So like bongs with the little gold medals on them and shit.
Bongs that like have a little glass figurine of Michael Phelps swimming in the bottom. So when you fill it up with water, he's swimming in the water.
Dude, that's a great idea that I didn't think of. But yeah, like and then he's just like, well, this is highly inappropriate for a high school project, but you researched it well. You like you did the work.
Yeah. I can't take that away from you.
I can't give you an A because it's just not appropriate, but like it was a whole thing, so I proved my point.
I did something like that in I want to say it was junior high school. We had a assignment where we had to like I think it was in Earth Science or some class like that, where we had to draw an island and then like name all these different geographical features on it, like so that they could tell that we knew what like an archipelago was and what like a mesa was and like all this shit. And so I drew a weed leaf and like just like started naming everything. And the teacher came up and he's like, "Oh, so I see you got a marijuana island going on there, huh, Rick?" And I was like, "No, it's a maple leaf. I really like hockey." He was like, "Oh, you like hockey, huh? What's your favorite team?" And I was like, "Mighty Ducks." He's like, "Okay." He just walked away.
I remember in ceramics in high school, I never took the class, but I had a lot of friends that did. And there were like rules like no ashtrays, no pipes, no bongs. Like you can't
We've
make
been over this
like,
so many times.
If you even try to sneak that shit, we will realize that you are going to smoke out of it. So you will fail.
What a flex to like in school make your own bong that you smoke out of. That's so cool. Like, yeah, my teacher helped me make this bong. He fired this bong in his kiln.
Yes. I feel
That's
like
amazing.
I think one of my friends may have almost gotten away with it because it was a sculpture that he had to piece together. So there was like a hole
like the Infinity
through the
Stones
middle.
of bong.
Yeah. So it was like there was like a hole through the middle because he had to piece it together with a wire to get the movement because it was a dragon or a lizard or something. No, we just glued that shit together and smoked out of it.
Hell yeah. This is the real Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yay!
And on that note, we're going to take the second break of the show. When we get back, we are going to dive into this album. We got all the tracks to get through. We got, let's see, what do we have? 14 tracks on this album.
Woo!
And I'm excited to listen. I did before the show. I pressed play on a couple of these, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds weird and different and cool and fun."
It's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be weird when we return on Spin Doctors.
I love how like weed dabbing got big around the time the dance dabbing got big.
You're right, it did.
But that was after I did a stupid theater class called I think it was like Laban fucking method, and there were like different little move or like words, and then you would have to like act them out on a grid, and one of those words was dab, and you had to do your interpretation of what you thought dab was. And when I was there, the dance move hadn't been created yet. And then after I graduated and there were other classes, they had to actually say, like, okay, you can't just do the dab every time. That makes me
You have
mad.
to make up your own thing.
Yeah, it was like dab, float, punch, push, some shit like that. Like,
Was this like a movement class?
yeah, it was like a movement thing. Ooh, you know, all that stupid shit, you know?
I gotta get in touch with my body and figure out how this weird thing works. What happens when I do this with my arms? Oh, whoa!
Snake bones!
I get them snake bones in my bones. I get them bony snakes. We're back. This is how we come back sometimes.
DJ Snake Bones.
DJ Snake Bones. Gel. Drop in. It is time now to listen to this week's album. Sarah, you brought this album, Alopecia by Y.
Why?
And I am excited to listen to it. So this album came out in 2008, and you said this is a trip hop. This is their genres, trip hop.
Yeah, that's what they call themselves under Spotify. I believe they're just under indie pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know.
because Spotify doesn't like have good genre distribution.
And their early 2000s music compared to their, you know, later 2000s music, it did get more pop, you know, influenced as things do. But, you know, beginning it was like spoken word more, and that is interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, the first song on this album is called The Vowels Part 2. Is there a Part 1 on a previous album?
There's a Part 1, but it's not even by the same band. It was one of those offshoot projects with Odd Nose Dam. So it was there's a Part 1, I believe, on an Odd Nose Dam mixtape where Yoni Wolf was featured on that song. And Yoni Wolf is one of the singer of Y.
Okay.
That was a lot. That's like 90 Day Fiance. That's like 90 Day Fiance right there to me. Just connecting those dots. Whew.
No, it was perfect. Because, I mean, you have to connect the dots. Because this is the vowels part 2, which means that the vowels part 1 probably contained A, E, I. Probably that's it.
O and U.
No, that's part 2. Part 2 is O, U, and sometimes Y.
And sometimes Y.
So that's what we're going to experience.
I don't even think they include Y, but we'll see.
Well, that's why
and
they are Y. They always include the Y.
Boom,
This
bitch.
is the vowels part 2. Oh, okay. I didn't think it was playing for a second.
Oh, it's a slow lead in.
Okay.
Got chains wrestling.
Some cool little boops in the background.
I'm not a ladies' man, I'm a landmine, filming my own.
Whoa.
Under an 80,
This is dope.
I go.
This is so cool.
Right? So picture a teenager who's like super into books and shit, and then I'm just listening to this in the background. Just wearing a beret, probably.
Just listening to this on headphones, just nose in the air.
It's me.
This is awesome. I can see how it's. This does seem like it would be hard to pin down into a genre.
Right? Yeah.
Like it doesn't like it is poppy, but it's also that it's got, I don't know how to even describe this. That is cool as hell.
Yeah, dude, it's like I said, the layers. They just layer a bunch of fucking sounds, and then they have him doing his weird singing, rapping shit over it.
Yeah. It's like, it has almost like a Tom Waits vibe in the musicality of it, how it's like really like raw and just sounds of stuff, like the chain and everything. That's totally something Tom Waits would do.
Ugh, Tom Waits.
That's probably the concert that I'm most proud of seeing is Tom Waits.
Oh man, that's cute.
Yeah.
I
Not
mean,
only, okay, so I saw Tom Waits with Les Claypool playing bass for him.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Good night. We
and
snuck
that's been the podcast, folks.
We snuck into a Robert Plant concert in
Oh,
Chicago
shit.
last time we were there. That was pretty cool.
Damn, that is cool.
Yeah, we snuck through a bush and no one even noticed. It was sick.
You gotta like drop a pin on the map where that bush is to like let other people know that there's like a
cool.
secret.
Yeah, there was
bush.
this old ass lady and she's like, if I was young, I would go through there. And we were like, what? And she's like, yeah, there's like some bushes and then there's like a fence. You just go, and we just timed it when the security guard wasn't looking and just fucking went in. We were just like, hey, we've been here.
Hell yeah.
We're in here.
What, you're not, what are you, stealing music? Like you're just, there's extra space, you're in there. Like, what the hell? Who cares?
Oh, my ticket? Must have thrown it away.
Yeah, but look, I'm in here, so I must have been let in somehow, so guess I'm fine. That's the way. All right, track 2 on this album. Anything to say about this one?
Good Friday. So I believe this one, in the first line, they talk about porn, which is fun. But they also say one lyric is aught 6. I said the Friday before Easter was not good. I cried to myself in the pisser. And like, we've all been there, you know?
Yep.
There have been times where it's like pre-holiday, you know, you're going to see some people or have to be in a experience you don't want to be in, so you just cry in the bathroom.
Yep.
And I
have had many cry sessions in a bathroom in a house, you know, mostly drunk. Just like, what? I fucking hate this. I hate it here.
You're like,
and it was most
God.
definitely not a Good Friday.
If you grew up with white boys who only look at black and Puerto Rican.
Okay, what does this remind? This is like Butthole Surfers. This is crazy.
Right?
You know where you're at.
My mom mentioned, so back when I was a teenager, my mom definitely mentioned, like, they're very much like, they sound like Butthole Surfers lyrics, Might Be Giants vocals, and I was like, they might be giants, and then I listened to them recently, and I'm like, oh, they do kind of vocally sound similar.
Yeah, I can see that. They have that similar, like, not even like cadence, I don't know, but I do get the comparison.
Yeah.
Man, there's just so many sounds. How have I never heard of this band before?
I don't know, man. Their lyrics are fun. Like, they really do have a lot of, like, joke punchline setups.
Blowing kisses to disinterested bitches.
Yeah.
Preach!
Eating pussy for new fans. I am. What the hell? Using Purell. Dude, they knew before the pandemic everybody would be using Purell too much, and my hands did really hurt. So that was they're psychic.
They were 11 years ahead of their time. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's like better odds than Nostradamus. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. I cannot believe this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, like you're definitely going to want to get super high, lay on your bedroom floor, turn all of your lights off, light a candle, light some incense, put this album on, and then just sink into a hole. That's what I used
Smoke
to
some
do.
DMT.
Yeah. Just get like the dankest dog shit smelling weed you can find. Smoke all of it.
Just some heady kind buds, just sticky, frosty nugs.
Roll up a fucking doobie the size of a chicken leg.
Fuck yeah.
And just fucking get rip shit fucking high and listen to this album, and you're gonna be in conspiracies, you're gonna be thinking weird thoughts.
Yeah. You're gonna have all these government fucking. You're gonna be like, oh my god, whatever happened with these few presidents?
Yeah.
Because you'll be thinking about who really killed JFK.
This one's more fun. See, this one's more fun. Ooh, it's poppy.
It has a groovy bass line.
Yeah. This gives me like Flaming Lips vibes slightly.
I can see that. I like it because he has that almost disinterested singing style, you know?
Yeah.
Where he's just like, and I'm singing about a thing, and it's fine, but I don't really care.
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. But he doesn't have a bad voice, you know? But it's not, especially singy.
Yeah, I feel like, what if he actually applied himself? He'd be like, fucking, whoa, you know, like... ooh, the chorus.
Yeah. I love how it just, like, thickens up, because the whole beginning of the song is pretty sparse.
Yeah.
With just, and then it just gets sounds and thickens up in the middle for the chorus.
This song is fun to see live. Because it, like, the audience changes to the music, too. So, like, in the beginning when it's, like, really poppy, everybody's having fun. And then, like, the chorus kicks in, and then it's, like, a wave of just people... just getting into a different vibe of the song.
Yeah.
It's like, this was one of the best songs to see them do live, I think, because the shifts in the tone were really... And we were all broke, and the song's about not having a lot of money in your pockets. Like, literally, these few presidents in his pocket literally were broke.
Mm-hmm. So have you seen all of these songs, do you think?
Most of them, I think.
Nice.
But they would mix in a lot of shit from their other older albums too.
Right. All right, we are on track number 4. It's crazy because these all have like a decent amount of plays too. There's the first couple has like 4 million. This has 25 or 2 million. 2 million, and I've just never heard of them. This is, but I'm hearing of them now. Thank you, Sarah. This is awesome. I am very happy. This is track number 4. This is The Hollows.
Ooh, this one's good. This one's fun. You get to hear the chains again.
This almost, what does this remind me of? There's no way I'm gonna ever remember. It's some not old song, but like 80s song. I'll never be able to figure it out. Nope. It does have like a Strokes vibe sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It is singing.
I see that too, yeah.
I curse the last 6 months I've been hiding behind a mustache. Yeah. Into those last 10 years I've been howling a paper moon.
I love the lyrics.
This goes out to all my underdone, undertongue, long frontmen.
Alright, let me just add this to the old playlist real quick.
Yes, it's a slapper. It's a slapper.
This is a slapper. It's generally when you'll know like that I've enjoyed the album that we do on the episode that we record when a song gets added to the playlist. I need to eventually release this playlist. Like maybe at the year anniversary of the show, I'll release the playlist that has the song from every episode.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I think I might do that. So stick around, listeners. We've only got, what do we got? Just 8 months left for the year anniversary.
It's gonna happen.
It'll happen, and I'll give you a cool playlist.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, the first like 4 songs on the album are really like the hard hitters, and I feel like that's rare too, where you heavy load the front of the album, but then the middle of the album they get some like weird shit thrown in, and then at the end you get hit with like a hard hitter and then a weird one right at the end. So
nice.
It's like it's a weird way they set up the album, because most people try to like spread the really hard hitters throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, to have like a flow and an ebb and stuff.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of weird ones in the middle, which
that's cool though.
I think you can see by the plays too.
Yeah, it definitely it goes pretty steadily down. As it goes. But that's the other thing is like there's been bands that we've done on the show where an album will have some songs that have like 13 million, and then another song that has 800,000, and the 800,000 one is a way better song, and I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? So the plays almost mean nothing. They only mean something when I want to bring them up for them to mean something.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that is truly
Genius.
my biggest regret. No, yeah, it's genius. Yeah, you're right. I gotta get back on my narcissism
Genius.
train.
Get back on it.
Yeah,
we can't dip now. We're still geniuses.
No. Especially not with the song of the sad assassin coming up.
Yeah, we gotta
Because
get
that's
happy.
the dopest name of a song I've ever heard.
It starts to get weird.
But see, I am a Fish fan, so I listen to a lot of instrumental shit all the
Yeah.
time. So I love just weird sounding instrumental, sampley.
We lifted the body from the water like a gown.
It's
Oh my
unsettling.
god. This is so
Unsettling.
good.
You took off your bra.
Okay, I'm not gonna say this is good anymore because we're just gonna like say that I fucking love this band now.
Woo woo woo!
So yeah,
I did it.
This is so dope. We also now back to the blase. Like I gotta take this. I gotta be neutral about this.
It's a lot of fun noises.
Yeah,
I love it.
Then your face turned
I like the Christmas bells in the background too.
when you said
Ding ding ding.
And
Okay.
I'm a true crime person, so when I hear the word dead body in a song, I'm like, yeah, baby! Like, yeah! The end of that song, they repeat over and over again, Billy the Kid did what he did and he died. And I
Okay.
feel like, and then there was, I think there's another line in there about Lee Harvey Oswald or something, and it turns out, like, most of the lyrics in the song are kind of about, like, assassins who end up being killed or dying under rare circumstances themselves. So that's why it's the song of the sad assassin, because yeah, they get to kill people probably, but they're sad because they also get murdered.
I like how you couched that with probably, like Lee Harvey Oswald. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
another
listen,
shooter on the grassy knoll.
I'm not saying the driver did it, but I'm not saying the driver didn't not do it, you know?
It could have. I just watched Tenet recently.
I feel like Nate made me watch that, and I was so mad because it's like all the time hopping shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Well, they
pissed.
reverse the no. I mean, spoilers for Tenet happening right now.
Yeah.
But there's like time reversal stuff
yeah.
that happens.
Dude, that pissed me off so bad. I was just watching it. I'm just like, oh my god! Like, why?
Then never watch the movie Primer, because that movie will piss you off beyond anything else.
Like I watched Memento when I was probably in high school, and so many of my guy friends were like, "Oh, this movie's so good," and me and a lot of my gal pals, we were all just like, "Fuck this!" It's like confusing on purpose, like because men.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, look what we can do. We can make a movie, but backwards.
Whoa! Do you get it? You don't get it. Do you get it? You don't get it. Ugh. No way. I hate it.
Yeah, that's just how we roll.
Hate it. Number what is this? Number 6 now?
Oh yeah, we're on number 6.
Oh, nice.
Any thoughts on this one?
Nashville.
Nashville.
I had a friend in high school who changed one of their like online names to Nashville like this after I had already been telling everybody to listen to the album, but someone else had told them to listen to it, and then they listened to it, and I was like, suck a dick.
What a betrayal.
I mean, like, story of my life. So, basically. But no, the song itself, let's go for it. I feel like
let's go for it. This is Nashville.
Once I hear some shit, it'll spark. Oh, yeah. I was like, this song. Sometimes I need to, like, get reminded of it, because it's I would just listen to the album as a whole, because it flows all together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you listen to it all in a row, it just, like, each song kind of leads into the next, and you get, like,
That's
lost in the songs, man.
You can never really tell how far on the album you are.
I'm like Tommy Chong right now, man. I do like how it's Nashville with a G.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long intro, you know.
It's like
very-
Nashville will chew you up.
Yeah, Nashville.
Oh, that's what he starts with.
Yeah.
Nashville.
And then it kicks in, yeah.
Yeah, this is another like Butthole Surfer sounding song.
Does the cock crow thrice until someone is denied, or the morning comes? You wonder, will you ever get your shit together? What is that? A leather sofa and a feather.
And a feather and an old fur hat.
Lost in a box of
This is.
jacks, practicing your playing.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I really enjoy like that detached vocal style over the amazing
Yeah.
like sampling and this is beautiful.
And that was there's a lyric in there that's a callback to, I think, the second song, Good Friday, or the Hollows maybe, where they say that's just what the ghost of someone's dad said. And then in this song, they say again, that's what the ghost of someone's dad might say. So it's like they do callbacks to their own songs in the album.
That's cool.
It's fun. It's a puzzle.
It's a whole puzzle.
It's a music puzzle.
Well, that's probably why they had to structure the album like this, because they're like, oh, well, we have to reference this song later, so I mean, we got to put it later in the album.
Maybe so.
And all we can do is ask them why.
Oh, zing!
I need to go to sleep.
Good night.
This is track 7. We're halfway through the album now. This is
Yeah.
Fatalist Palmistry.
I sleep on my back.
Oh, this
It
one just
goes right
starts right
into
up.
it, yeah.
Coffin rehearsal.
It's another fun one.
I know a psychic who reads
Little Death Cab like.
Yeah.
findings are personal. She keeps her fist shut tight and she sleeps on a side.
It's cool because some of the songs have that drum machine that they are working with, and then but then you know you come across these ones that have actual drums, and it sounds like almost a completely different band.
Yeah, they play this one live too because it's live drums, live guitar, and it gets the crowd's juice because it's a fun, upbeat song, you know?
Yeah, this is like the poppiest song on the album so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like little melodic guitar thing is just so, yeah. Yeah, this is a pop song.
Yeah, definitely. So cheesy.
Yeah.
And it's like right in the middle.
Right. It's like they almost like buried it. They're like, all right, look, we're not super proud of this one. We're gonna throw it in there. It is fun. It reminds me though, when I was in a band, I was in this band TPN, and we played for a while. And one of after we recorded the album, we were trying to write new songs, and our singer wrote this song that was like super poppy, and it sounded completely different than anything we had ever done. And he was so proud of it and so happy with it, and I was like, okay, like it's fine, but this is so, and he loved it. And so like him and the guitarist both were just on board and like working on this song all the time, and I just like didn't want to do it. It's like
I didn't really gain an appreciation for pop music until my late 20s, which is like not the average time to gain appreciation for pop music.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of really fun artists out right now. Like I never got into dance music either, and then like I get into some of these artists just to find out like, oh yeah, they totally died already. Like,
oh yeah, that always sucks.
Like there's this German DJ Sophie, and like she died of like a drug overdose last year, and I was just like, God damn it, I just got into her like last year, right after she died, didn't even know it.
Yeah, I think I had her song Lemonade on my playlist.
Dude, it like some of her shit slaps like super hard. So, and I never had an appreciation for it. So
yeah, and then once like artists you love start dying and you didn't get to see them or you don't get to enjoy them anymore, you're just like, oh, I should really appreciate this more.
Yeah. Or getting into an artist and they're already dead. Lil Peep.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I found out, like a Juice World. I didn't know about him until he died.
Oh my
Nipsey
God,
Hussle.
dude.
I didn't know about Nipsey Hussle until he died, and then like I listened to his music, and I'm like, this shit is so amazing. He's such a talented lyricist.
Juice World hit me harder because I did know about him before he died.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, no, because his songs were all literally a cry for help. I could have done a Juice World album, but it would have been too recent. It would have been too sad.
What celebrity death hit you the worst?
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know.
Like, it doesn't have to be music, just any celebrity.
I feel like I got hit super hard with Jessica Walters from Arrested Development and all her awesome, great shit. But Joan Rivers hit me super hard. Like, super hard, because she's a fucking bitch and I love her. And I love how problematic and terrible she was in her plastic surgery. And just, I love Joan Rivers because she also paved the way for so many female comedians that when she died, I was just like, fuck, dude, this is tearing me up. But it is weird because I do really feel for Juice WRLD. Sometimes I'll just be listening to Juice WRLD. I'm like, no, bro, why? Why
did nobody
Juice
help
WRLD?
you?
Why? Oh, God. I don't know. There's a...
Robin Williams was really tough for me.
Oh, Robin Williams.
That was a bad one. Waking up that day and seeing that, I was like, oh, God.
Have you listened to the song Robin Williams by CeeLo Green?
No.
Oh, you'll cry, bro.
Oh no, don't make me.
You'll cry, bro. No.
I'm a huge crier. Like I said, I cried at like family shit. I cry at like commercials, at movies. I cried in Spider-Man.
Dude, this fucking Robin Williams song by CeeLo Green, he like sings about how like he feels like he can't laugh anymore, and like, you know, and then at one point he shouts out all these dead comedians, bro, and he's just like, Phil Hartman, can you hear me? And we're like,
no.
Well, and then he hits you with the Chris Farley, do you hear me? And I'm like, no.
My heartstrings.
Whoa!
God. That's a cheap shot, CeeLo. It's a cheap shot.
But dude,
how dare
it's
you?
Like,
fuck you. To reference your earlier work, fuck you.
Man, it's bad, bro. Listen to that. Listen to that when you need to cry.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
I don't know what it is about me, and I don't have any shame in admitting it. I cry.
Good
like I said,
you.
at Spider-Man, there's this, have you watched the Marvel movies?
I'm not a fan of the superheroes. I am so sorry.
It's not even like the superhero aspect. Yeah. You're just like, fine, whatever.
I'm like, give me candy and I'll watch it.
Let me smoke weed in this theater.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the road and I went to a theater and I saw like a 1 p.m. showing of F9.
Uh-huh.
And there was nobody in the theater. And so I had my vape pen, and so I just like sat in the back row and watched F9 and vaped and ate popcorn and had a great time alone in a theater.
See, the last time I went to the movies before pandemic, I think was to see Cats.
Oh.
Because I am one of those weird people who hates musicals, but fucking... I fucking love Cats because of how fucking stupid and bad and dumb it is. And then you have an amazing song like Memories just jammed in there. Because I feel like Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote Memories and was like, I need to put this in something. I just read a book about poems about cats.
Yeah.
I'm high as shit right now. It's the 80s. I got a synthesizer. Let's go. And that's what I love about Cats.
Born.
And I paid for tickets for Nate and my friends Robin and Sierra, and I bought them all snacks. I'm like, listen, I'm making you do this. We snuck in beers. It was like a 10:30 showing, and we were the only people in there, and we caused havoc.
Yes.
We threw popcorn at the screen because it was so bad. We were like running around the theater because it was so bad.
Like the actors on the screen were gonna like react like you're like bad.
We're like, boo! Yeah, no.
Fuck you. What is it? Judi Dench in there?
Oh, Dame Judi Dench and Sir Ian McKellen.
Why?
And James fucking Corden.
Yeah, but he's a rat. He'll show anything.
I hate him. And the worst part was there were no buttholes, but we got to get back to this album because
Right, yes, of course.
we're not here to talk about cats. I could talk about that all day.
Yeah, we're here to talk about
Why?
the opposite of cats, because cats are hairy and alopecia is like a hair losing disease.
It's
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
you're hairless. Yeah.
But we have reached the halfway point of the album, which means we are going to take the final break of the show.
Woo!
And so we will get right back to this album in just 1 second when we return on the Spin Doctors. We're back. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
It is time to finish out this album, Alopecia
Yay!
by Y, a new band that I love.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am excited too because
for the new
I really
love.
don't find that many bands where I'm like, oh, I really like this.
You got to get into the other stuff too.
Mhm,
Elephant
I can't
Eyelash
wait.
was fun. Elephant Eyelash.
Some fun album titles. Testarossa, Siren 042, Mumps, etc. Some fun albums.
Yeah, dude.
But this is Alopecia, and we are on track number 8. And that track is called The Fall of Mr. Fifths, which honestly does sound like it could be from Cats. Like, Mr. Fifths sounds like a cat.
Mr. Fifths.
And this is his fall. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was standing on the fence, and then somebody threw a boot at him, and he fell off the fence.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit, that scared the hell
Yeah.
out of me.
See, it's like silent, and then it just zip zaps at you.
Zip zap
Zip
zop.
zaps. Improv comedies all
Yeah.
over the place.
All of a sudden, you're in a UCB class.
It's terrible. It's a nightmare. And then they're like, you need to pay. And you're like, what?
What? $800.
Just another Sunday paddleboat ride on a man-made lake with another lady stranger. If I remain lost and die on a cross,
Okay.
at least I wasn't born in a manger. I
Oh,
can
oh.
sense somewhere right now I'm being prayed for. Seems like I always
This is a very lyrically dense song.
Oh, yup.
one less lady than
My
my
vessel
vessel
left with. Is that a threat?
Oh, I've stayed scarce this last year, yes, but be assured in unrest.
I'm unavoidable, like death. This Christmas is this twisted. Yep.
What is this song about?
I have no idea.
It's just one of those things. It's like listening to an MF Doom song.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen
Yeah.
to MF Doom, it's just like, what is he talking about?
Whoa.
I'll
And
pour
like,
porridge on 4-inch door hinges and orange 4 inches. And you're like, what?
that's what, like when you were like, it's a lyrically dense song. Yeah, because each line you're just like, wait a minute. That's a lot of information you're throwing
Yeah.
at me. And I can't hardly keep up.
This is their 90-day fiance info drop.
Yeah, it's just like bomb, 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 bomb. And I don't know if you heard the line where he was like, I never said I didn't have syphilis. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean, dude? In the song? That's upsetting.
Yeah, that seems like a lie by omission for sure. That doesn't seem
Right?
nice. That's what led to his fall. Mr. Fifths had syphilis and didn't tell anybody. And so, led to his downfall. You should always be honest about your venereal diseases, kids.
Yeah, that's what we learn.
Speaking of the genital area, this song is called Brook and Waxing,
Yeah.
which I assume is about a girl named Brooke and a bad experience at a spa.
Most likely.
Let's
go.
let's go.
Pray hard like a pious pope, but hope for no diamonds. If
Feel like you're in the circus.
Yeah. I love that sound. This is almost like 21 Pilots like.
Oh, I hate 21 Pilots.
Really?
But that's fine. I really do. But I think it's because I worked at a clothing store that played them all the time.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
I've heard like I haven't overplayed them because I don't listen to the radio or anything. So
Yeah.
like when I listen to music, it's like I'm seeking it out.
got in there? Am I careful till past dull? Will be
This is impossible to classify this album into one genre.
Yeah.
relaxing as
That's why I think they went with like indie pop on Spotify. Because
There needs to be a category that's just the shrug emoji.
we don't know.
It's just like, I don't know, man. It's something.
It's whatever you want it to be in the moment,
Yeah,
man.
man. It's like art or whatever.
Like, have you ever looked at a Monet, bro? It's like, listen to this album, man.
Have you ever seen the back of a $20 bill on weed?
Yeah, no, that's definitely where I was at listening to this for the first time. I'm like, you guys just don't get it.
Yeah. You're
But
just
now
not
it's-
woke enough.
Yeah, like back when I was a kid, though, I was like very lyric driven. I'm like, listen, but now, again, as I'm older, I'm like, the way they fucking just constructed the songs is wild. Like with all the weird sounds, I'm like, this is, I have a newfound respect.
Yeah, exactly. I've always, like, lyrics have always been for me the lowest thing that I cared about in a song. Especially like what they actually mean, but I love the musicality of words, you know, like where it's just the sounds go along with the other instruments in the track. You know, they fill in those gaps and they kind of like help construct the musical sound of the entire song. You know, whether that be with like the melody of the words or with just like like in hip hop, that the shape of the words is all that matters. That's why an MF Doom song is fucking, like, when you examine the lyrics on, if like you go to Genius, Rap Genius, and you look at the lyrics and you're just like, this, I don't know what this is about, but it just sounds so good because it just flows so well. And that's what they do really well.
How I feel about Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can tell sometimes he's like, I just need to make these 6 words fit into 2 lines somehow because they all sound dope together.
Yeah.
and you can, it's fun to hear that too, because that's like an art in writing itself. Look at me. I'm Shakespearean up in here.
Oh shit.
Oh,
we got
shit,
the bard.
Girl.
Oh shit, she barding.
Yeah.
She barding. Oh yes, she will.
Hashtag Barden.
Hashtag Barden. Oh yes, she will. Okay.
That's a good one. That's merch.
When I first read this, I thought it said it said shooting, but this is track 10, a sky for shoeing horses under. Much less dark.
Getting the shoes on.
Getting the shoes. Oh, I thought it was like shooing them away. Like, get out of here, horse. Like Harry and the Hendersons.
I'm gonna say putting the shoes on him.
You're probably right. You don't remember that old song, Shoe Horse, don't bother me, Shoe Horse?
Is that?
Pretty sure.
More bells. They were bell heavy this album.
Yeah. This is bell heavy.
It's bell heavy.
I think they were probably working with Christopher Walken.
More cowbell. No.
Any kind of bell. We just need more bell. I've grown beyond cow ones. I'll take any kind.
Jingle.
Jingle. Hop.
Cat collar.
Bicycle. Taco.
Delicious.
But the rules bend and the staff will make you laugh. My dad wore this face in old photographs. Calico cats out.
My dad wore this face in old photographs. That is such a cool way of saying that you looked like your dad did when he was younger.
Right? Like, come on, man. These guys are poets.
That's
they're like
fucking awesome.
They're like Edgar Allan Poe of
They're Edgar Allan poets.
Oh, Edgar Allan poets. That's where the word poem comes from, so.
Is that true?
No.
God damn it. God damn it. Why would that be true? He lived not that long ago. Like, how could that be true? What the fuck? Jesus. Did you know that plants were named after Robert Plant?
Oh my god, no way.
I bought that for
I
what?
love it. Dude,
How did I not know this?
I'm so gullible that I love that you are too. Let's
It's because of
Let's
the
just
inherent
rejoice.
narcissism, because there's like, oh, this has to, like, if I haven't heard of it, there's no way, like, I'm being lied to. I'm too smart to be lied to.
Yeah, I'm like, There's no way somebody would lie to me.
How dare they? This song is there's a certain club that a lot of rock stars join called the 27 Club, and that is Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain all die when they are 27.
Yeah.
This song,
Amy
Winehouse, 27. This song is optimistic because it assumes that you're going to make it at least one more year, and it is called 28.
And it's only 44 seconds long.
Yeah, because it's like, look, 28, one more year, but it's still not that long.
Are you single yet? My heart's as big as Texas. More than just a lingual threat to get this pest to live.
I like when they have how there's not even really a beat here.
Yeah.
There's like the percussion is just that ambience. And he still has flow over it. That's dope.
This is what their earlier stuff was a lot like.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like that weird ambient track in the background and them just flowing over it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's about him being 28 and it takes place at that same time when they were making that other stuff. I don't know. Scholars have pondered for centuries, truly, what happened, and it has been classified. How they will classify Euler's number, or another one that's an example of what I'm talking about. This ancient philosophical question has been termed Simeon's dilemma.
Oh, nice, old
this is the heroin song.
Audio. Yeah. Basically.
That's the dilemma.
Yeah, they're to do heroin or to not do heroin.
Barden again. Oh shit. Oh yes, she will.
She barded.
Can't stop her.
Today you're 25, I made you something fine. It's in the palm of my new hand.
Yeah, this is a love song. Uh-oh.
You're mostly what I think about, and I'm proud.
How beautiful.
I've been coasting on this singles route, but
Oh, more bells.
Gotta have them.
Gotta have them, man.
Oh, I thought it was gonna go, I don't hesitate.
You're the only proper noun I need. He's killing it, man.
Yeah, this is when he's trying to sing, and it does sound fucking dope.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Pull me out of this tree, I'm stuck up a branch waiting.
Yeah, man, that one I remember, probably thinking about some skateboarding dude just being why do we have to break up? We should get back together. That's I thought I was so smart and everything as a teenager, but I still went after the hottest guy I could find who skateboarded.
Oh yeah, that was your type. Yeah.
I'm just we just drink beers on skateboards and
look at his Osiris shoes.
Oh my god, look at his abs from skateboarding. He's sponsored,
Sponsored. He's got a monster sticker on his helmet.
He's been in a couple local magazines. No big deal. Ew.
Look at this. There's hours of footage of him in a fisheye lens, but it's not a big deal.
And to think that I was, thinking about him while listening to these masterful pieces of art.
Right. He did not deserve it.
He deserved a T-Swift song at best,
At best.
Not Simeon's
him and
dilemma.
his fucking birdhouse skateboard that he got at fucking Walmart. This is Tony Hawk's. I'm gonna get it. Didn't even change the trucks out on it. It's just fucking.
Fuck yeah. Tech deck. No.
Yeah, that's all he had was a tech deck.
He's tiny.
Yeah, he's a small boy.
Yeah.
Track 13 on this album
man, we're almost done.
Essentially 2 ways to die.
Yeah.
And it's, at the end of your life, you get to choose how you're going to die. You get to die either by torpedo or Crohn's.
Which one would you pick?
Torpedo seems faster.
Yeah. Again, more bells. Or like at least jingling.
I think that sounds like tapping a pencil against a glass.
Ooh, yeah.
I think they worked with like a Foley artist to make this album. Just like a dude crunching up newspapers and blowing through straws.
Ooh. Oh, there's some more. Hiding from my friends in the bathroom at Thrift Town. See? Thrift Town!
Oh, there's your Thrift Town.
I've
Represent.
been there!
Whoop, whoop.
Every Thrift Town.
Yeah, so it doesn't
A
even
lot of
matter
them
which
are
one he's talking
closed.
about.
I think they're all closed, maybe.
I mean, should have been less thrift, more town.
Yeah. This song has some really good lyrics later on, like... Oh yeah, the next part's really fun.
Today after lunch, I got sick and blue chunks all over my new shoes and a lot behind Whole Foods. This is a new kind of blues.
It's so bad,
This
dude.
is a new kind
I
of
feel
blues.
it.
The vomit on my shoes blues.
Outside of Whole Foods, man.
I was outside of Whole Foods.
There's so many good lyrics in this song where he's like, second caller gets bit by a dog or Jeff Dahmer. That's fun. And then he says, another part, he's like, just as a kid, I did not shit my pants much. Why start now with this stuff, you know? Because he'll go alone by Torpedo or Crohn's. And that's basically what the song is about. He's gonna die either way. So
he probably has Crohn's disease, huh?
I
mean, that seems pretty
so,
personal.
Yeah. He also says that he'd be fine if they just let him have health food in hell. Like, this is a fun song, and I like that it's the second to last, but it's funny that it doesn't have a lot of plays. Because it's like, it's I feel like this is one of their funniest songs lyrically. And
Maybe it's just because it's so far down on the album.
Yeah, maybe, but it's real fun.
Yeah. But I can totally see why the first, like, 5 tracks on the album have, like, 4 million, 2 million, 1 million plays.
Yeah. It's crazy because this album got like okay reviews from music snobs, you know? But I feel like it did a lot better with people who like, you know, don't like what the critics say, man. Yeah. Rebel.
Fuck you, Pitchfork.
Woo! Flip a table, you know?
The last time I flipped a table was probably because I was losing a game of Monopoly.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Monopoly tears families apart and friendships.
I hate it, especially if you play it right to where like if you land on a property. Here's this side. This is this part of the show called Gamer Talk. If you play Monopoly, if you utilize the rules of Monopoly correctly, when you land on a property and you don't buy it, it then goes up for auction and anybody else can buy it. So all properties get bought like immediately, and then you just have to like die. Or like land in jail, and that's the only way to play.
Yeah, I feel like if I have a family maybe of cats and dogs one day who I'll teach how to play games,
like those dogs sitting around the poker
allowed.
table.
Yeah, no Monopoly allowed. You know, it's just not going to happen to my kids.
What board would you play like Risk with dogs? I feel like dogs.
I'd play Scrabble.
You'd probably win. They're just spelling different dog words.
I'd win every time, bitch. Bitch.
We have reached the final track on the album. This has been Alopecia by Y. This is the last track. I've had such a good time listening to this.
Me too. This has been taking me back to those days of, like I said, laying in my room in the dark.
Yeah.
Just getting high.
Oh, the memories of laying in my room in the dark. Those were truly the salad days.
There was only one time where someone was like, let's listen to this song while we drive around and smoke weed. And then we got lost, and then we were stuck in a fucking dead end, and then she was just freaking out because she was too high to drive.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, no. And then we had to turn the music off anyways because, you know, like I said, too high to drive.
Yep, too high to drive, too high to listen to music. It's like when you are lost, you have to turn the music down so you can find out, like you read the street signs better.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, there's actually a name for that.
Oh, yeah?
It's called exegesis.
Ah, the last song.
Which is what I assume is how you pronounce this, because I'm not like a English scientist.
Yeah, I think it's biblical, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're Jewish? I don't know.
It's probably not
they have
exegesis.
the Old Testament, right?
What if it's exegesis? It's like Pegasus's brother.
Again, very circus vibe.
Yeah. But it's fun that it has like this rising, it's a closing song, and it's
Yeah.
just this rising thing. It is very circusy though, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Just
there's a
repeats,
cross, but like
yeah.
I think there's a Venn diagram of your love for clowns and your love for this band.
Maybe.
And like some of these songs just like hit that right in the sweet spot.
And I'm very anti like circus when it comes to animals
Right, yeah, absolutely.
and freak shows, but
Yeah.
I love clowns and how
Yeah.
terrifying they are.
Clowns are like the only willing participants in a circus. Like everybody else is like there, you know,
Yeah.
not of their own volition.
And I think there's a lot of things in this album as well that speak to me as a weird person, because I also am very interested in fucking John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my like monikers online and shit is John Wayne Gravy, because I think that's fun. John Wayne
Yeah.
Gravy is very
Yeah.
fun to me.
That's pretty
And
fun.
They, it's very clownish because he was Pogo the Clown.
Uh-huh.
And then I have IBS. There's a song on here, Torpedo or Crohn's. Crohn's,
Mhm.
IBS, very, very, similar. Huh?
Yep, yep.
They talk about Jeffrey Dahmer, another murderer. I'm like oddly obsessed.
I mean, I feel like
with
we're
those
about to turn into
murderers.
last podcast on the left with all this murderer talk. I feel like
Yeah,
we're
but
about
like
to be
a very-
sponsored by Trolley.
Oh, I wish. But yeah, basically, I feel like this has roots in a lot of the things that I've grown to be very into. So that's
Yeah.
it's weird to see those things spawn as I got older. And a lot of it probably came from listening to shit like this when I was young and thinking I was really cool.
So why, if you're listening to this, look what you've done.
You made me a monster. Now I do comedy in bars where people don't care and I'm screaming about 9/11. Look what you did.
Well, that's a perfect segue because it's the end of the show. Why don't you let people know where they can find you screaming in bars?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everybody can check out my Facebook. It's Sarah Giambruno. Just my name, Giambruno, baby. You can also find out everything that I do from the Trash Podcast, which is a podcast I do with Nate Spears, my man, and we
and
watch
friend of the show.
Yeah, and we watch shitty reality shows. We talk about them with guests. We talk about celebrity news. Also, let's see. I have some shows coming up, but I don't remember right now. So
Yeah.
keep it lit, baby.
Find her on Facebook and they'll be posted. That's the easiest way.
Twitter, Sarah Giambruno, GLAMBRUNO, because it's a pun on my name. Heck
I'm just now getting it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on the show and thank you for showing me
for
this
having
awesome
me.
band. This was a truly fantastic time.
This is everything I love to do. I love to just like show people records that I love and explain every fucking song to them. It's like a dream. So
Well,
thank you so much
then
for having
that makes
me.
you the perfect guest. Thank you again.
Yay!
I'm sorry that Nick wasn't here. Nick would have been over the moon to listen to this.
Oh well, he'll listen to it later probably.
Yeah.
So
I'll
he'll be like, "Oh, no."
I'll record something with this like with him after this, and I'll just like patch it in, and we'll see what happens.
Ooh, that'll be fun. It'll be like his commentary, like
Yeah, we'll do Nick's director commentary on this episode.
Yeah, oh,
That's some
that'd be
bonus
so fun.
content for the Patreon for sure.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Thank you guys for listening to the show. If you like the show, share it with your friends. We don't pay to advertise, so I mean, word of mouth is how we get around. Thank you so much. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SpinDocPod, or you can send us an email if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell us that you love us at spindoctorspod@gmail.com. Big thank you to Pale Blue Dot for our theme For You off of the album Kingdom, Phylum, Class, Order, Family, Genus, Species. It's a great album. You can get it wherever great albums are sold. And as always, I've been Rick. Oh, and this has been the Spin Doctors. Hope you enjoyed your medicine. Bye!